Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nui TV. I'm going to first, before I give my perspective about this, because I think this is important for people to understand and be aware of, I'm going to play a quick few second clip and then I'll get to the point. All right.
It's a video. Oh, okay. It's an Eigh1Puppies video called Players Are Leaving ESO. This is how we save the game. And thumbnails talking about ESO endgames on life support. Um, I'm not going to watch this video because I don't really care about what's said in the video, nor do I really care about what's, you know, probably said in the comments on this video, to be perfectly honest with you guys, because there's probably nothing actually new to discuss or ponder on. I feel like maybe I'm crazy. I feel like I've talked about this topic or maybe the many topics surrounding um
Okay, so that pretty much sums it that few seconds. So, about more than a week ago, Eigh1Puppies popular SON gamer and raider right now, the hot pancakes on the block, haha, made a video about the struggles and lack of players in the endgame right now, giving many point examples and feedback of how we could try to make the endgame community better, followed by training casual and newer players to get better in endgame. Now, with all jokes aside, Puppies is a very well respectable trifecta endgamer community, and many people watch his stream trying to learn how to tank, heal, and do all the hard trifecta contests in multiple roles, as well as comp. He has been doing this for a very long time now and spends thousands of hours and hours with his teams clearing the hardest content and perfecting it to a T. So in no way does Nesfis dislike or is disrespecting Eigh1Puppies for not wanting to watch his video about endgame life support. On the contrary, Nesfis years before Eigh1Puppies ever mentioned it has made several videos and has had many talks in his podcast, many talks with people around the community, explaining numerous times about the decline of Endgame and where this was going, and the problems we are having in retaining Endgame community. Nesfis is a guy who devoted many years perfecting Endgame, rating and dealing with players of all level. This is a man who has helped people while sometimes having to deal with the struggles of players quitting the game or simply not meeting standards because they waste time listening to other people's nonsense, telling them how they can get good feedback, blah blah blah, and how to get good, etc. Because they don't want to put in the time to get better. So you end up wasting your time as a raid leader itself. We all had this experience if we ever been raid leaders and had a team before. Look, we all may have our opinions of people. We may think he is good. We may think he is sucks. We may think he's toxic. Doesn't whatever we may think of Nesfis, the man put in the time and got stuff done. Doesn't matter what we think. Let's get to the point and let's hear how it is. I'll put it to perspective. Years ago, I can raid lead a team, right? And I'm not even talking trifecta. I'm gonna make the most minimum example, just vet teams, because there was always recruits and people wanted to learn. There was always someone online. So when someone left or didn't want to develop, next, who's next in line? On to the next person. Nowadays, the decline of the community is so bad, there's not even a need for someone to raid lead anymore because I already know that everyone I raid with in one team is probably going to be in the other teams that I'm in. Just a different team name, which what happens here? Eventually they get burnt out because it's almost impossible not to take a break after hours and hours of doing hardcore content. So I personally over the years listened to Nesfest and also have watched Eigh1Puppies videos. Puppies had a lot of good information, and I agree with most of his discussion in the video because most of these arguments or topics relate to most of us, especially in high end game. Problem is right now, 85 to 95% of the community are casual players, which makes sense because not everyone can dedicate time or have the skills to be an end gamer. For goodness sake, we have people in trifectas at this moment who have no business being in trifecta. But what choice does teams have in core when there is lack of talent or skilled players are highly in need or in demand? So with that being said, I understand the man. Why would he waste his time? He said what he had to say. He tries to help people, but people don't want to listen. They're naive, you know. He's like, let it be. Why waste his time anymore? It's just pointless. And to be all honest, at the end of the day, we're all just here to have fun. We're trying to have fun. So he can be somewhere else, instead of wasting time helping people that don't really want to be helped, and just have fun doing content, making content, or creating other things, or even in his own personal life. So totally understandable.